Team news, everyone fit?
Yes, everyone's fit.
Nathan?
Nathan will come out with his bandages and he'll be fine. Yep, he's all good. No, he didn't. Just precautionary. Playing Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday is just making sure the boys are okay. So he'll be with us tomorrow. Danny's out with us tomorrow as well. So touch wood, full squad to choose from.
So he's recovered, Nathan, from his battering.
Yeah, you saw what happened. It was a tough first half and physically, and he had some damage at half time. So it was the right thing to do for him.
Since then, obviously, it's been well documented that Mark Birchall has commented on the incident on more than one occasion, and I appreciate the club has released a statement. Do you think that should now be the end of the matter?
That's the end of it. Move on. The game moves on. We're now focused on St Mirren. What's happened. As I say, Nathan's training well and will train well and ready for selection. We move on now. As I say, it's past history.
Do you feel that going into this game and into future games now, that he might get a bit more, maybe not protection, but there might be more awareness from referees about the tackles that are coming?
I think sometimes things happen for a reason. There's a positive out of a negative, so to speak. And I think now that for all teams, there may be more awareness of certain situations, put it that way. That's fairly obvious, but I think now, as I say, there's always positives out of a negative, and we saw what happened. Nathan got for half time was a negative for us, but going forward, hopefully there's close attention paid to flair players like Nathan, and every team's got their flair player, and it's about entertainment. We're an entertainment industry, and it's looking after the players, all of the players, not just the entertainers, looking after all the players, but they're the ones in the spotlight more often than not.
From his point of view, is he happy, Nathan? He's not been affected by what's happening?
He's a young player who's learning the game. He's 19 years of age, on loan from a Premier League club from down south. His job is to come here, our job is to come here and make him a better player. So hopefully he goes back to Tottenham at the end of the season, a better player, having learnt from situations such as that. He's got to deal with it. He's got to deal with it. The English Premier League is a physical league as well, so he's got to deal with it, learn how to ride it and move forward from there. So I'm sure he'll have no problem doing that.
This isn't the first time it's happened, so has Spurs spoken to you about it?
No, we're in close contact with all of the clubs, and they want their players, their assets, to come out on loan and to go up, for want of a better word, they're young players, and to learn about the game. And that's part of the game. That's part of the game. If you're going to be this player, I mean, teams aren't going to let you do what you want to do. So Rangers as a team, Rangers as an individual player. So we have to acknowledge it and do what we can do to avoid that.
Is there a worry that if this was to continue, either Spurs or the player himself could request to go back?
It won't continue. It's just a point of view of the game. It's a physical game. It's a contact sport, and it's about us using the players we've got and the attributes that they possess to best advantage. But there's no doubt teams aren't going to let us do what we want to do, and we have to learn from what happened. And there's some tackles fly out. Not just Nathan. Ask Barry Mackay, his legs are black and blue, and I'm sure every team have got players of the same ilk. So it's about us dealing with it and learning from it and moving forward. That's all.
Do you think the fact that this is like a mentality to go out and kick the skillful players, so to speak, is that maybe a problem why we're not doing well at international level, European level? This is the mentality.
I think we've got to encourage. It's a different debate. We could digress here. It's a different debate. I think it's about skillful players being given the opportunity and the platform to develop and hone their skills, and they're going to make mistakes. Skillful players make mistakes. I think the bigger debate is giving them the platform and allowing them the time and being patient with them to develop their skills. That's the key thing. Everyone wants to win a game of football. Managers and coaches are looking at, you lose 5 games, you're in trouble, so to speak. So they can't afford to give young players a chance at the time that they need. But that's the bigger picture: is give these young talents the real chance to develop.
But when they are getting their chance, is it kind of showing Scottish football in a bad light?
No, I don't think so at all. I think it's just the way the game is developing. Time is getting shorter. 10 years of managers is getting shorter by the season, as you know, in different divisions, and it really is now. After 5 games, 5 poor games, you're in trouble. It's as simple as that.
Mark Birchall touched on the fact he apologised in the media, but has he apologised to the club?
No, that's fine. Yeah, Mark's fine. We've dealt with that, and as we said earlier, we've moved on from that. That's in the history now, and we look forward to the weekend.
What do you make of the channels in this weekend?
I think we look at it. I think you would agree. There's a certain trend developing in terms of teams against Rangers, and I fully understand that. We just spoke to the players' analysis. The teams aren't going to come and do what we want to do or want them to do, so they're going to sit in. There's men behind the ball. They'll be very hard to break down. They have good quality to the spine of the team, and they have experience to the spine of the team with some good young players as well. And they'll break and they'll counter, and they're good at set pieces. There's a real threat for us on their home pitch, so it'll be another tough test, but we go there on good form and we're looking forward to it. The boys are ready for the challenges, they're enjoying it. Now we've played all of the teams, now we have to learn what do they do if they do this, what do we do if they do this, etc. So we have to learn, and if we can do that, we'll be in good shape.
And they've had a pretty decent record on their own patch as well, haven't they? So
they're a tough team to beat. Yeah, they're a tough team to beat. There's no doubt about the quality they possess and the threat they pose. But likewise, we're in good form. We trained very, very well today, and we have a full squad to choose from. We're looking forward to the challenge.
What do you make of their start to the season?
I think it's difficult. A number of squad player changes. It takes time to bed in. Refer back to the earlier comment about 5 games. It takes time to bed players in and to get used to different formations and to get used to each other. So managers and coaches, like the players, need time. And I think that all that was really was the new squad coming together and learning how the manager wants them to play. And you've seen the results pick up now, and they're a real threat.
Do you look at the table at all? Have you had a chance to glance and see how far?
Honestly, of course you have to. That's my job to know the table, but no, and that's not disrespectful. But it's about us. The mentality here for us has got to be about Rangers Football Club, the best we can be. And if we keep on doing the right things and prepare well and getting the right results, it's just about Rangers. And that's no disrespect to any team. Of course I know the league and who's doing what, and you respect every opponent you play, but the focus from us as a group of players and staff has got to be about us as a club.
Because last year Hearts were in the same position that you're in now. They got such a good start and they built such a lead. It almost seemed to demoralise the other teams in the league, the fact that the gap was so big so early. Do you hope to maybe achieve that? No, I think other teams will be looking and saying they're looking for a chink in the armour. They're looking for some hope from the point of view that we drop points and get sloppy and get scrappy. You know, it's interesting when you see that we score some late goals and teams are saying they're only winning by 1 or 2 now. You know, from our point of view, we feed off of that. You know, teams are learning how we play and they're trying to stop us, and we have to find new solutions. So our job here is to maintain focus and energy, and I'm sure we just said the players, every other coach and manager will be saying they will slip up. They'll give you some. Our job is to make sure we don't slip up. So just focus on what we do. And it sounds basic, but it's a basic game. This week and obviously next weekend with Warburton, I suppose 2 teams who are chasing you, challenging you. I suppose from their point of view, they'll see it as a marker the next fortnight.
They would, I'm sure they will do. You know, we're in good shape right now, but there's tough games in between. You look at Wraith and the form they've had, and sitting there, and now I believe Hibs play Wraith, and these are tough games. There's no easy games. There's no givens. You have to prepare well. You have to train well, and you have to hope that the random nature of the game goes in your way. So right now we're aware of every threat every week, but it's one game at a time. I repeat that every week, but it really is just one game at a time. Our focus after last week was the cup game, being the best we could do, get that out of the way. The moment that final whistle goes, now preparation to St Mirren, and we'll train well again tomorrow, and we'll eat well and rest well, and go there in good shape hopefully.
We see Jimmy Calder was here today.
Yes.
What's the reason for that?
People come in, it's just the nature of football, people come in and have a chat, have some lunch with us. There's a guest in from Liverpool coming as well to see what we do, to look around. And it's just sharing good ideas and practice, and we'll learn from them what they do, and their analysts will speak to our analysts, and it's just gaining as much experience and insight as you can to the workings of other clubs. And if there's good things we can take, great, and likewise the other way.
You sending anyone to Liverpool to see what Mr. Klopp's up to?
We'll see. Early days yet, we'll see.
Can I just check Cammy Bell? What's the latest with him?
Cammy had an operation a few weeks back. The problem wasn't going away. It's nearly there, but it's still niggling. And it's important that he's 100% right. So he had a small operation, so he'll be out for a few more weeks, and hopefully we'll welcome him back early in the new year.
Eustace, any update on that? No
John's dealing with a non-football related domestic situation, which is everyone goes through it time to time, and it's important that John looks after the family right now, and we'll be there for John, and hopefully have some better news shortly.